Yo, what up? I'm back at you. It's me again, Mike Cardi. We about to get. Yo, what up? I'm back at you. Yes, we about to get all the way up into damn pose. Y'all know the episode the other night was off the dang on chain. There was a lot that going on up in there, a lot to talk about and everything. I still think that Ryan Murphy is doing a damn good job. You know, he's really touching on some areas that people do not want to talk about, and I do believe that is the reason why the show may not be picking up. And I also think that they're not advertising it the way they need to, the way they advertise all these other shows and stuff. And I think that's the reason why I may be getting low views and stuff. I think only like 500,000 people, or right under 1 million people have viewed the show in the past couple of weeks. So I get it. A lot of the topic areas are really taboo, but they really need to be talked about. And this show is based out of the 80s, so a lot of these topics were at the forefront of the LGBT community. So I don't know why people are not getting into it, but people, if you have not checked out Pose, get all the way up into it, because it's a lot of LGBT stories that need to be shared out here. And this can be the very beginning. Even though it's starting in the 80s, just think about what your story is and how you can bring it up to a modern day version or whatever. And it may need to be told one day. And this type of show right here can be the trendsetter for other LGBTQ shows. So that's all I got to say right there. That was my little spiel. Boom. Hope all y'all are doing well. Family, subscribers. Love y'all. Love y'all. Like I said, if you have not subscribed to Mike Cardi TV, please get all the way up into the channel. Okay? Hit the like, hit the share button while you at it. Yes. So, boom. This first scene right here was the girls at the ball, and the category was Voluptuous Femme Queen. And pretty much the girls, Candy, which is part of the House of Abundance, I finally figured out her name. She wants to walk this category because she feels like that she's thick and she got everything that it takes. We all know what voluptuous is. It means the thick, the curvy girls, the girls that got some titties, hips, and ass, or whatever. And she does not fit into that category. As a matter of fact, Mother Abundance started reading the girl and was like, girl, you so skinny you could crack walnuts. Don't even walk out there and embarrass yourself like that. So, boom, she ends up walking anyway. And Pray Tell's like, hold up, girl. I know you used to walk and you used to win in face and things like that, but this is not the category for you. This is for the thick girls, okay? And she starts going off like, you know what I'm saying, I got what it takes. I'm here, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I got the hips, the body, and every damn thing. So Pray Tell's like, okay, girl, I don't have time to argue with you. Let's let the judges decide this whole category, okay? So the girl ends up getting 6s across the damn boards, which is like the lowest score that you can get in the damn ball. So, at this point in time, you know, she's pissed and she storms the hell out. Now, mind you, this is the first time that the House of Abundance has ever received a low score like this. So, Pray Tell's like, girl, Mother Abundance, your dang on crown for Mother of the Year is up for grabs because your house is crumbling right in front of our damn face. While Candy done ran outside, Angel follows behind her and was like, girl, you already knew what the hell was going to happen. And Candy's kind of like, girl, why is you out here bothering me? And Angel's like, I'm your friend. Even though we got house beefs and differences or whatever, that don't mean I can't come out here and talk to you and all that. So, you know, that's when, like, she goes into this whole little flashback scene, Angel does, with her and Stan, and how he pretty much had her at the house and all that, and they was laying up at the apartment, and he was rubbing her skin, and he was telling her, well, she was telling him all about the estrogen shots and what it does to her skin, makes her soft, makes her more feminine, and all these different things like that. And you know, they get to talking about you know, body appearance, and she wants to pretty much pick his brain about his wife and what kind of built she is and everything, because, you know, she wants to be the main girl even though she knows that she's the damn mistress at this point in time. And you know, he pretty much said, like, you know, most women I mean, most men like curves or whatever, and I like curves. As a matter of fact, my wife didn't get any curves until after the baby, and now that she has them now, I like them a little bit better. So that kind of makes Angel a little bit insecure at this point in time. And so we're going to flash all the way back to the dang on scene with her and Candy, and Angel's like, girl, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can go get some work done, go get some bootleg body work done and everything. So boom, we're gonna move along to the dang on next scene. Damon's at dance class and he's just dancing his heart out and all this and the third, and he pretty much is getting high remarks from the teacher, which is a switch from the last episode where she was pretty much scolding him. And he sees like this senior play on her door for auditions, and he wants to try out because he feels like he has what it takes. And she's like, okay, that's for seniors, but I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna let the audience judge. So that pretty much she grants him a chance to perform in a play because she actually believes in him. And I also think that she sees a lot of the same person that she's seen her last student that just passed away last episode and all that. So pretty much she's going to give him that good little chance, even though she's reluctant at first or whatever. So I'm happy for that because I do think that Damon has a lot of damn talents and he has a lot to offer. Okay, so boom, let's move along. Dang on, Angel and Candy, they go find a bootleg doctor or whatnot. Now this is a black lady. I'm not sure she was transgender or whatever she was. I'm not sure, but you can tell she had some work done on her face. She wasn't bad looking, but her place looked, kind of clean for what it was. She says how she had been working for the doctor uptown and she's seen him do many procedures and stuff. And she explains what's going to happen to the girls by them getting the shots and all that. And then she tells them the price because they was all gun-ho until they heard the price. And she was like $1,000. And the girl's like, oh no, we ain't got that. And you ain't got no damn cheaper prices. I thought you was supposed to be the hookup, the plug, the connect on the silicone. And she like, okay, do you want to be looking like, Who Shot John, looking like a goddamn mess? And they started bringing up the whole topic of the girl Lisa, whoever she is at the ballroom, saying apparently she got a bad silicone job and now she has a whole lot of different health issues. And that's the thing, a lot of these transgender women really want to change their body image so much. And they want to get out of the body of being a man and they just want to have that appearance. They will go to great lengths to get this done, you know what I'm saying? You even heard people go, even people that are not transgender, that are just regular women, people want to have that perfect body and all that, so they go get Fix-A-Flat and all this shit done in these different apartments and things. And so at that point in time, that was what was most important to the transgender women at that time, to be able to pass. You have to be able to pass in the world. That way people cannot know that you clockable. Because what's worse than, you trying to put on this image as being a woman, but you still got manly damn features or whatever. So that was their whole reasoning for going to the lady. They out of the situation because she was too expensive, but the lady would pretty much let her know, like, girl, you get what the fuck you pay for, okay? So I understand you think I'm a little bit high, but you go somewhere else, your ass gonna be fucked the fuck up, okay? So boom, let's move along. Dang on Damon, he's at dance class and he pretty much gets sick in the middle of dancing. Now mind you, he's with the singers at this point in time trying to get ready for the play, and he just kind of collapses and everything and goes over to the trash can and just immediately throws up. At this point the teacher tells him to go home because he is burning up. He has this fever of like 102 degrees, we find out after he gets to the house, because Blanca's there taking care of him. And at this point in time, she's checking his glands and everything to go with the fever. And she's like, oh my God, your glands are swollen, you're hot, and all that. I mean, let me know, have you been having sex? Have you been using protection? All these different things like that. And Ricky's like, girl, what are you talking about? What does sex have to do with this whole situation? Why are you harassing me? And I'm not feeling well at this point in time. Pretty much, he tells her, like, we've had sex, but the condom has came out once or twice. And we kept going. And, that's, anybody having sex, the condom that came out, you probably have kept going once or twice or whatever. So that's probably, There was a realistic thing right there. That thing breaks. Sometimes it be feeling good or whatever. You might end up keep going. But this is how the start of the HIV virus and other STDs is passed on, because that little break or something like that in the condom can be the one thing that causes you to end up contracting something. Even though it feels good at that moment, you can't look at somebody physically and tell them and be able to tell what they have going on in their body. So this was a whole key moment right here, because the fever is an indication that something was going on. And I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I first seen the part, I was like, oh shit, he done goddamn sick. I'm like, oh, here we go with this right here. But I mean, it's just a realistic thing at that point in time or whatever, and we have to put everything into perspective. Meanwhile, he done took a nap and everything, and Angel comes in with some soup, and she comes to talk to Damon, and she pretty much tells him about, starts checking on him or whatever, and he starts to tell her about how Mother was really coming at him sideways about the whole sex and all that, and he wanted to know where that came from. And my assumption is that Damon did not know too much about HIV, so nobody really schooled him to the game on that. So therefore, he is a little bit oblivious. And Angel's like, she's scared that you're seroconverting. And if you don't know what that means, that's pretty much where you have like this large buildup where you've come in contact with the virus, and you may not show initial symptoms right off the bat, but as it's in your system for so long, it's going to continue to multiply and replicate to where your body is going to pretty much be weakened for a temporary moment of time. And it usually starts off with a flu-like symptoms or something like that. That's usually when people know that something's going on with their body, and they usually sleep for a little long period of time. And that means you're seroconverting. That means you've got enough antibodies in your system that where it's going to start showing and start to give you body effects. And that's pretty much what was happening, or what we thought was happening to him, and what Angel thought was, and Blanca was trying to explain to him as well. Hope y'all understood that right there. I'm sorry I kind of fucked that up. But anywho, we're going to continue on with this or whatever. Just know whenever you're seroconverting, you have the muscle aches, the swollen glands, the diarrhea, all these different things come with it whenever you have the first initial acute HIV infection and everything. And so that's what they thought was going on there. Okay, so boom, let's move along. This scene right here was rather interesting with Mother Abundance, and she's going over to the hotel, the fancy hotel, to meet her man, who pretty much had been out of town for all these weeks, but he's the one who's been supplying her and keeping her kept and stuff. So boom, gets in the room. Immediately he starts like, hey, that's my favorite girl. Starts taking down her dang on dress, starts seducing her pretty much. Okay, so after they sex scene or whatever, they didn't really show anything. He pretty much reveals, like, you've been the girl for me for the past decade and all that, and you have outlasted all of my 2 marriages and stuff, and me and you just continue to fuck, and I just can't get enough of you, girl. Okay, so boom, I'm like, Mother Abundance is putting it all the way down. So at this point in time, Mother Abundance starts buttering him up and everything. He's like, okay, what the hell is it? What's going on? And she's just like, what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my surgery done. And boom, at this point in time, he's like, girl, I understand what you want or whatever, but I've always liked my women with a little bit of extra on them. I love sucking your dick. I love everything about you. Whenever you start changing those things about you, then me and you aren't going to be able to be the same, because I'm with you because you have the penis. I don't know why your penis makes me excited or whatever, but it does, and I want it to be there. And if you take it off, me and you are done, and I'm cutting you all the way off. And so at this point, Mother's like, what I'm saying, but you're not even taking my feelings into consideration and everything, and I really want you to really think about this, because this is going to be for me. I know you may trade me in one day, but if I go ahead and do this will make me feel better on the inside. He's like, girl, you do that shit, and me and your ass is done or whatever. And she's like, I'm gonna get this done by myself. And he's like, yeah, right. This was a pretty interesting scene. I'm gonna tell you why, because a lot of people have this misconception, and maybe some women have this misconception that they understand and know what makes a man's dick get hard or whatever. And this scene right here let you know you don't know what makes a man dick get hard, okay, or whatever. So when the gays and stuff be telling these stories about this, that, and the third, and this is married and blah 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 and da 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 or whatever, it's some truth in that or whatever, because some of these men like to play like a motherfucker behind closed door, okay? They like to play like a motherfucker behind closed doors. So boom, let's move along. Dang on, Elektra, she's at the ball. She's telling the girls about her surgery and how her man didn't want her to get it done, and how she's pretty much became content with the situation. And she forgot how much of a unicorn that she was. So she pretty much has put this she has convinced herself on the inside of her damn brain that it's okay, when really deep down inside she wants this surgery for her, and she feels like that it's going to be a great transition for her. But she needs her coin. She needs to make sure that she's still in her apartment and all that, and she has her money coming in, because she don't want to go back to the dang on host role or wherever she was found at, okay? So Kandi comes in. She comes in with this emerald green suit, body cat suit, that, she done has stuff to capacity with all kind of different things. You can tell she came in a little bit thicker. And at this point right here, Mother Abundance is like, what the hell are you doing and what the hell is you wearing? And you're not going to walk this category. You're not going to embarrass us anymore. And if you do, you pretty much are going to be kicked up out of dang on the House of Abundance, okay, at this point in time, because I'm just tired of you and your shit. And Candice just snapped. She's like, the ballroom is created for the illusion. It's not all about, what you think it is. And you need to stop putting down your kids and stuff or whatever at this point in time. So, pretty much they, Kandi gets ready to go walk out there in the damn scene or whatever. And Mother Abundance like, girl, I'm telling you, if you walk your ass out there, it's pretty much going to be a wrap. So, at this point in time, Kandi charges towards her, pretty much tells the girl, I quit this shit, and she walks in the scene anyway. Boom, walks out there. Pray Tell pretty much stops the music and was like, girl, this is realness. This is fullness. What the hell is you really doing out here? This is the second time you done pulled this mess or whatever. You need to really get your damn shit together or whatever. And pretty much call her belt around her a maxi pad. The girls done came up there and patted her on her padded ass. And they done ran her ass up out the dang on building or whatever. And, Mother Abundance like, I told your ass you was going to get damn fired or whatever, or you was going to get clowned. And she's like, I quit. She's like, no, you been fired all the fuck ready, okay? So, boom. The category is Film Queen Realness, and pretty much Mother Elektra, she's getting ready to walk in this category, but this time she actually has competition, which is this girl named Aphrodite, or whatever, who came in. She's cute, got the hair, she's light-skinned, she came in real spunky and all that. She looks like a younger generation transgender and stuff, and she pretty much reveals how she had done been over in some place across seas, and then now she's here. She's here to walk the balls, okay? So, she ends up beating Elektra, and Elektra's like, I'm just honored or whatever. Let me just take you out so we can talk a little bit more for a nightcap and everything. So they gets out to the diner, and Aphrodite starts to tell her about how Elektra was an inspiration to her and how they met way back when, she was young and dumb in the transgender world, and how Elektra really helped her come out of her shell and stuff. And she says how she feels so much more of a woman and more free by her cutting off her parts and stuff, and Elektra's just complimenting her like, you younger generation girls have y'all are more braver than we are, and y'all are more riskier than we are. I really want this surgery, but my man doesn't want me to have it. And the girl's like, girl, do you? If this is what the hell you want, and it's going to make you happy, do you. Don't worry about what the hell is going on with him. So, boom. This gets them to Elektra to thinking. They get to have their little hug and kumbaya moment, and that's right there. That's what's happening. So, let's move along. Ricky and Damon, they at the house, and Ricky's pretty much right there being a good boyfriend, checking Damon's temperature and stuff. And at this point in time, Damon's like, okay, I gotta get ready for class. And Ricky's like, oh hell no, we're gonna get Blanca to call the teacher and let them know that you are still sick, but you're not going anywhere. So this presented the perfect opportunity for Damon to start asking a few questions like, okay, Ricky, how many people have you been with? Have you ever been tested? blah, 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 blah. And Ricky's like, no, I've never been tested, but I don't have the virus or whatever, or at least I don't think I have the virus. And pretty much, he tells Damon that he done been with over 50 people or whatever. And so at this point, Damon's kind of like pissed or whatever. He's like, okay, why the hell didn't you tell me that you was out here hoeing in the street? I should have listened to Poppy from the begin with, but I didn't or whatever. And some of y'all may be like, oh, 50 people is a lot of people. No, that's not a lot of people in the gay world. Let me just tell you, in the heterosexual world, that's a lot of damn people. But in the gay world, 50 people that you done been with, hell, shit, you just not getting your damn feet wet. And anybody out there that's in the dang on gay world or whatever, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. The girls be out here getting it popping, okay? So, they keep going back and forth about the whole, HIV and stuff like that. So Blanca's outside eavesdropping about this whole situation, which brings us to the next scene with Blanca and Pray Tell. And she's pretty much like, I'm hearing these two talk about HIV, and they know absolutely nothing about the virus. I'm supposed to be their mother to teach them this, and, I feel like that I'm failing in that area. And Pray Tell's pretty much kind of like, girl, let me just reveal something to you. I stopped going to go get tested. I used to get tested every month, but now I'm extra careful. And, I just start to live life to the fullest from here on now. I don't have time to worry about all that because it's just too much on my brain, and I don't want that, knowledge of the virus in my head. And that's something that's kind of common, with some patients and everything. They don't want people to know, so that's why confidentiality is really heavy with them. Plus it plays on a person's psyche as well. The fact, and I can only imagine what it would play on someone's psyche way back then when they didn't have all the knowledge and the information and the medication that they do now. So that's some of the reasons why some people don't go get tested, because of that fear of knowing and all that. But you're doing yourself more harm and other people around you harm whenever you are not being responsible and you don't know your status, because you can't take the precautions. Plus on top of that, you're getting sicker and sicker and sicker by the day, okay, without any kind of treatment. So boom, Pray Tell pretty much reveals, like, pretty much Ronald Reagan ain't gonna be the one that ain't gonna stop this virus. We're gonna have to be the ones to stop this virus or whatever. And a lot of people used to was blaming Ronald Reagan back in the day because they feel like that Ronald could have did something to encapsulate or to confine the ones that did have the virus, put them under a study, and be able to get them some treatment and to find out more about the disease. But he kind of swept it under the rug, and people didn't really start getting recognition about HIV until it started affecting the celebrities and things like that, and they started dying from it or whatever. So boom, he's kind of like, HIV is like the plague and everything, and it's pretty much the ultimate fate. And Blanca's like, oh, hell no, this is not going to be our fate. We're going to have somebody that's going to come along that's going to be ready to beat this damn disease, and it's going to make a way for the rest of us. So, boom, the next scene, damn, Pray Tell takes the boys to the diner. That's Poppy, Ricky, and Damon, and he pretty much like, okay, we here, but we're going to all go get tested together. I'm sorry. I know y'all thought it was going to be all fun and games, but no, that's what we're here for. And all that. So, we find out right here in this scene that Poppy's actually bisexual, and he likes men to suck on his dick or whatever, and he doesn't really just like to, he's not a full homosexual. He just likes to play, and whenever he need him a few extra dollars, he go ahead and do what he gotta do or whatever. So, boom. Next scene right here, we got Candy and Angel. They pretty much at the fucked up looking tranny's house or whatever, and sometimes I would have walked through that damn door and seen that damn beast or whatever, I would have got the fuck up out of there, because she was looking like a damn panther. I don't know what the fuck was really going on. Titties lopped to the fucking side, hair standing up on her fucking head. She looked like a goddamn character or whatever. So they sitting there, and she's telling how she gets her supplies from out of the country, and she does her own concoctions and stuff, and how she gonna pretty much hook the girls up for a discounted price and everything. And at this point in time, Candy, she's so hell-bent on trying to get herself looking like a woman in that thick look. She's like, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead and do this shit. She sits on the table, and she gets the 4 injections in both of her hips, and pretty much she has this like, ooh, because she feels the toxins going to her damn body in that moment. So it was a bad decision on her part for her actually doing that type of damn surgery, that type of procedure with somebody that's not medically trained, and there could be a lot of side effects that go on with that. And some of the side effects could be looking like the very one that was doing your damn shots and stuff, girl. So we're going to see what happens with Kandi in this whole situation. Anywho, the boys go with Pray Tell. They at the clinic getting tested and stuff. Everybody's nervous, but the scene actually shows that getting tested is a simple process. Okay, boom. Kandi's at the ball with her new body, her new thickness and everything like that, but the girl is sweating like a hooker up in damn church because I'm assuming she got a bad set of silicone pumped into her, and so now it's causing some type of adverse reaction in her body, causing her to go on some type of anaphylaxis or allergic reaction in layman's terms. So she's walking or whatever the category, and pretty much Pray Tell compliments on her new work, her new body and all that, and she pretty much passes out at the end of the damn walk or whatever. So at this point right here, damn Mother Abundance got her back in her apartment and is pretty much telling her like, girl, I wish you would have came to me before, because I done seen plenty of girls go through this whole procedure and they do this shit all wrong, and there's different ways that you can do it. And Kandi pretty much reveals her low self-esteem and it's like, Elektra, you can say all this because you can pass or whatever, but for us girls like me, we can't. So, and Elektra's like, girl, I'm not always happy either, you know what I'm saying? I have wants, I have needs or whatever, and I've come a long way, but I still do want my dang on surgery and stuff. So, boom. That little scene was interesting because this is like the first time that we get a chance to see Elektra real vulnerable and her being an actual human being and stuff in this moment. So, boom, dang on, Angel and Stan, they at the apartment, and pretty much Stan can't get hard. And at this point right here, damn, Angel's pissed the hell out because she's like, you always supposed to have enough for your mistress or whatever. So, she asked, was he cheating and all this type of stuff, and he's like, no, it's only been you and my wife, and like, you the one I want to be with, and there is no other damn women but in the whole picture or whatever. So, he tells about how he went to college and how he used to look at porno magazines and stuff. And one day he went down to the little nasty store and picked him up a magazine. He seen a woman with a dang on dick. And it really just turned him super on. So at this point, Angel's like, are you gay, bisexual, what the hell are you? And he's like, I don't know what it is. She's like, okay, what the fuck? So I must be some type of damn illusion, some type of fantasy come to life for you. And at this point, she done got real disrespected and felt disrespected and got pissed off and kicks his ass up out the damn apartments like you a piece of shit and everything. I really don't want to fuck with you like that right now. Okay, so dang on. It's time for the next thing. We got the actual test results to come in, and pretty much all the young boys are negative, and Pray Tell, which I kind of figured that he was going to be the one that ended up being positive. And this scene right here was interesting because, he reveals that it was one of the things that he tried to avoid throughout his whole lifetime, which was contracting the virus and everything. And he's like, there's no need in shedding tears over something that you can't change or whatever, which is a lot of true facts in that. But at the same time, you have to go ahead and get that emotion out or whatever, which he ended up doing because he asked the nurse to leave because he wanted to pull himself together before he went out there with the dang on boys. So he plays it off and is like, I'm negative, what I'm saying? Let's go celebrate. And I don't know if the boys picked up, but I'm pretty sure they could probably tell that, something was going on with him and he started he was acting a little bit differently or whatever. But that was good for him to be able to pull his shit together and not, shatter those boys' dreams because they was all excited, and for this to dang on, for him to come out and tell his results to them would have really put a whole negative cloud on that whole experience and made them see that maybe this is our only end result. Is to catch this damn virus. So, boom. Moving along, dang on Blanca and Pray Tell, they sitting there at his place or whatever, and she's trying on this dress because she's getting ready for Damon's debut at the ballet and everything. And, dang on Blanca's like, y'all are negative, everything's good. And Pray Tell's like, look, I lied or whatever. And Blanca's like, why'd you lie? And he looked at her like, girl, same reason why your ass lied. And like I say, Blanca, she's real optimistic about this situation. She's like, we're gonna get through this whole thing together. And you know, he just pretty much like, we're gonna make it out. We're gonna make it through this whole situation. So boom. Pray Tell reveals that he's not ready to die, and we're gonna move along to the next thing on scene. Elektra is at the doctor. She's about to have her surgery consultation and everything, and she's really contemplating signing her name on the dotted line, but she ends up building up the courage to do so after she thought about it, and she realized she's putting herself first at this point in time. So she signs, and we're gonna see what happens with Miss Elektra and her surgery and how it goes down with her man and how he takes and everything. So boom, next scene, we got Damon at the ballet or whatever. Damon did a great job. He fit right in with the singers. He actually did better than the singers. I think that he's a great dancer in this whole thing. And you know, pretty much at the end of the whole scene, they get a standing ovation. Blanca thanks the teacher by, you know, mouthing it to her, and that's how the whole scene ends. There was a little clip in there with Candy rubbing her side or whatever and her hip where she done got the blood injection and everything. So we're going to see what happens with her and her health and how it declines or whatever over the next few episodes and things. So, boom, that was my dang on review. I'm sorry it took a little bit long, but I had to talk about a few things. I love you all. Stay tuned in. Stay tuned in. Alright, this has been Mike Hardy of Mike Hard TV, and bye.